Hey everybody, it's Tony Schiavone of All Elite Wrestling, and this is Tru Headphone Heat, and I said it right, you motherfuckers.
Yo, what up? You know what it is. It's your boy AJ Francis reporting to you live from New York City, the birthplace of hip-hop. And I'm telling you that I'm only tuned in with Tru Headphone Heat Wrestling. Holla at me.
Hello. It is me, your True Hill Phenom SP3, and we are here for the first edition of a new show and new podcast on the Tru Headphone Heat Sports and Entertainment YouTube channel, Tru Headphone Heat, where we're going to discuss the music world, specifically the hip-hop world. And we are here to discuss and review one of the biggest hip-hop albums of 2026, J.Cole, The Fall Off. And of course, to do that, I am with music extraordinaire. How I met this brother all those years ago, like 20 years ago, was talking about music and having strong opinions about music. And now we are here on your YouTube screen to discuss it all. Wrong background, but who cares? Put up the new one. We are here to discuss. And he is the one and only co-host for True Offseason and True Picks, the one and only StatKing, John Martin. How you doing, StatKing?
You know, it is kind of funny when you lead off with that, because it's sort of poetic, right? Because this album for Cole is supposed to be the full circle moment from his first mixtape, which is the Come Up. And for us, our friendship started at a house party, arguing about 50 Cent and Jay-Z in 2007.
2007. So nearly 20 years ago.
Nearly 20 years ago. Yeah. So actually, probably I think right around the time he was releasing the Come Up. So interesting. Yeah, so it is kind of poetic to think about that. And then specifically that party, I remember when I was heading home, it was like for whatever reason, I feel like I was walking home by myself for like an hour, and like the entire time I was like, it is very late and something could happen to you, and there's nobody here with you. You need to walk as fast as you can. And so that's like when we were talking about this, and I was like, and I'm thinking about random things that you and I were doing back in the day in college, and when I'm listening to the Let Out, that's specifically what I was thinking to myself. Like, I'm like, yeah, anything could have happened to you. And you were like, I would not do that now. Like, I wouldn't do that now. But like back then when I'm 18, 19 years old, I'm like, yeah, this seems like something stupid to do. Like, sure, why not?
I don't know like what it was, but yeah, that's how we were living back then. I just remember that party. I did not walk home because I was living in Harlem at that time, but I remember I had to get shout outs to our boy Jarrett Ferreira. Had to get him home because he was very drunk that night.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, because think about that. Like for you, being in Harlem and the Bronx, all that, coming over to Queens, that's a trek. And
that's a track.
Every single time leaving at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, or whatever it is, like getting back, those trains are only running an hour once in the hour at that point, especially back in 07, 08.
Yes.
So it's like, yeah, like that is, and I remember for me, like not related to the situation of the Let Out, but like when I would go to your place for wrestling pay-per-views, and I'd be headed back at like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. And I remember like I like walking to the train station of the Bronx. I'm like, bro, anything could happen to you for the next hour or so. like hour 45 minutes, like anything could happen. Let's just hope that everything works out correctly.
Exactly. And I talked about this album on In the Weeds with Jeremy Lambert, and talked about our connection to J. Cole, because J. Cole did go to St. John's University. And I don't know about you, but I heard about like the Come Up when I was in school. Like when he first starting off, it was like, oh, there's this kid, he's like a senior, he's making music, he just signed.
Our freshman year was his senior year. Senior year there. Like I never saw him, which annoys me
Yeah.
to this day. But like, I know he was there. Like, so, and you know, it does like, and the thing is, I understand, and it kind of does speak to Cole as a human being, as a character. But like, he has said that if he had a second chance to go back, he would rather now have gone to an HBCU, which from Cole's perspective, I completely understand. From a St. John's alumnus perspective, and somebody who was there at the same time, I'm like, well, that makes me sad, but like, I get it.
we can only live with the life that he had. He went to St. John's, and we can hold that down. But yes, we're here to talk about what is being promoted as his final album of his career. What have you thought about his catalog pre the fall off?
So I love Sideline Story. I love Born Sinner, 2014 Forest Hills Drive. From then on, it does get a little bit murkier, because he does kind of like, after Forest Hills Drive, after FHD, he kind of entered this phase of like, I sort of have already done everything I wanted to do, and I've kind of accomplished everything I want to do. Everything else that I make now is kind of for me. And he touches on a lot of different issues, more than he did previously, or a little bit, I'd say, not necessarily more, but like more in depth. Like, there are more songs dedicated to those things, and the themes of For Your Eyes Only, or the themes of KOD. It does sort of get a little bit more into the weeds, away from what made J. Cole. But at the same time, I can appreciate the fact that in 3 albums, the guy accomplished everything he felt he needed to, or got to where the point where he felt comfortable saying, I can make any music I want now, and made the music that made him happy. Like, that's, at the end of the day, like, that's more important to me than him chasing some kind of commercial success. And it reminds me a lot of Jay-Z's 444, in the sense of, what else is there for me to do but touch on the things that really mean the most to me. And the other aspect of it is that Cole kind of had that mentality going back to Born Sinner, because he went through the idea of Jay, speaking of which, being like, but where's the hit? Where's the radio hit? Like, we need the radio hit. And so he gives them the radio hit. They have Workout, the success of Sideline Story. And then he's just like, so I did it. Like, I've now cemented, I did what you wanted me to do. Now I can kind of make what I want to make. And in the process, I'll find ways to make it commercial, or I'll make it mainstream, just by sheer force of talent. Like, that's, I think, kind of what he was going for and what he accomplished. And you can see a lot of interviews with famous producers, or in this case, a famous producer and singer such as T-Pain, where they asked him, like, when you were in the studio making like Buy You a Drink or any of these other hits, like, did you know it was a hit? Did you think it was a hit? He's like, no, I had no idea it was going to be a hit. He's like, I just made something that I thought sounded good at the time, and I really fell in love with it. And as it so happened, other people resonated with it, but I'm not chasing hits. And like, maybe he's talking out of his ass a little bit to put himself over. But at the same time, there is like that, when you are that level of talent, and T-Pain is one of the greatest hook writers and greatest producers in the history of hip hop, you are able to just create those moments on your own. And Cole, for example, like Power Trip, it's not supposed to be a commercial single. It's not supposed to be something that does well on radio, but it did, by sheer force of will, because of how good of a talent he is.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right with that kind of an assessment, that he really didn't really make hits to make hits, did Cole, and like, that's why I had like difficulty, because I was asked recently, like, what's his biggest hit, and to me it's like No Role Models. But there's various ones, like Workout, that is a good one, Middle Child, that got mentioned as well. But yeah, for me it's No Role Models, because I think that's his biggest hit from his biggest album. His biggest album. I think Forest Hill Drive, I don't know, like, I know he probably went in with the goal for this album to outdo that one, but I don't think you can do that. It's kind of like Eminem, where he's been chasing the one album that's going to be better than Marshall Mathers LP for the past 25 years, and nothing's going to top that.
So Eminem is the perfect example of, because I was thinking about this, I was like, what is a great analogy? And Eminem is the exact example of the analogy for what the fall off represents.
Yeah.
right around the time of, I would think, I want to say like Marshall Mathers LP2, maybe even what's it called? The one before that, Recovery.
Yeah.
Eminem reached a point where he really no longer, like, the only thing that he's in it still for is the art of hip hop. And when I say the art of hip hop, I mean like quite literally the idea of how to write a verse and how to write it as good as you can. The subject matter no longer really, he doesn't give a shit about the subject matter anymore, Eminem. He's just rapping in essence to rap. And that is because he has put out so much music and he's already done all those things that he has afforded himself the position in rap to be able to do that. And for very, like, that's why a lot of people had issues with when he did try to get a little political with Revival, and then he comes back with Kamikaze and so on and so forth. But like, he eventually, it's even now, like with the Music to Be Murdered By and Death of Slim Shady, like that is just him just rapping to rap. And it's like, he's bored. He's bored. He has no challenge left. And that's sort of what it is here on Fall Off, where it's like, you could make an argument. Yeah, Cole, like you could make more music. Like you could make more albums. You could talk about different things. But Cole's like, I did what I came to do. Like, what do you like? I myself am happy. And so why wouldn't you just be happy for me? And I think that's, if you can view, if we can step back from the constant competitive nature of what rap is or rap was, I think we can better understand why he makes the decision that he makes when it comes to Dot and Drake. Because like he really is, like, as much as Drake was able to capitalize off of Cudi and Kanye really shifting rap into that, like, you're going to be more emotional, you're going to talk about your feelings more. Drake was doing it for like commercial reasons, right?
Yes.
Whether or not he actually feels all those things, I don't know. But like Cole actually is more the embodiment of that, because Cole, like, legitimately, he has that aspect of him of like, if we're going to battle, I'm going to try to beat you. But for the most part, he really doesn't care, because he's like, I think I'm the best. Why would I care what you think? Like, what does it matter? Like, so,
which I love that. I love that level of confidence, and you heard that in the music in this album. So that's the one thing that I will say for sure.
That's why I thought, like, you know, a lot of people were talking shit up and saying, like, I never want to hear, because he was on a run of being like, I'm the best, I'm the best, I'm the best. People were saying, I never want to hear this guy talk about I'm the best after he ducked Kendrick and ducked the smoke. The first thing he does in the first song is like, in the first actual song is, he's like, I'm the best. What are you gonna do about it?
He's like, you mad? Like, I'm still the best.
I'm the best.
Well, I did mention this before, but drop the thumbs up on the video. We just got into talking music, but drop the thumbs up on the video. Share it with your friends. Subscribe if you are new. If you like Tru Headphone Heat and want us to talk more music or talk about a different album, we can even do retro reviews for albums. Let us know in the comments down below. But we're going to get into this album, J.Cole, The Fall Off. Came out just 2 weeks ago, I believe. And we're going to do something interesting. We do this with our wrestling matches. Where
I was going to say, I have no idea how you want to do this review. So let's see how we're going to do this.
I'm pitching this. This is on the fly, where you're going to have to do this. But we're going to do star ratings for each of these songs.
All right.
Out of 5.
Okay.
You could give it 5-star plus, like I do with some matches that are even better than perfect, but we're going to do star ratings for each of these songs. I'm going to put the copyright usage in the chat, but we're only going to play snippets of the songs. But we're going to start from disc 29. So we got the 29 intro, which I don't know if you can hear that, but yeah, it's very, very, very country theme. What are we giving 29 intro? It's a shorter. This is just fine. This is like a 3-star intro.
Yeah, like as to sort of like kick off the concept of what these albums are, which is just him driving back from. Well, the first one is him driving back to Fayetteville from Queens, from New York. it gets the job done because it puts you in that mind state of we are leaving something like a big city and we are going towards more of a country kind of setting. So it does what it needs to do.
So what you're gonna give it? Star rating?
I give it a 3. Like nothing really
Yeah.
happens. So
Yeah, nothing really happens. It's just to kind of get you into the feel of the album, which I should have brought up that yeah, it's this is basically Cole going back to his hometown of Fayetteville at the age of 29 in the first disc, and then Cole going back to his hometown at the age of 39 on his on the second disc. So the age of 29 is right after Forest Hills Drive, which is, like I said at the top, one of his like most critically acclaimed, a lot of people call his best album. So it's different for him. He's feeling the level of fame that he has, which leads into a lot of the different tracks on this disc here. And we have one of the first singles off the album is the second full version of a song on this album, which is 2-6. I might just be the president, please, with the begging and shit. This is one of my favorite songs as far as like head bopping. I really love this song. It just gets you into the energy. And this when I heard this song immediately, I was like, oh, that's the hit on the album. Like I was not surprised when a week after the album, that's the first music video that he came out with after the album had dropped was 2-6, because I was like, yeah, that probably should have been the first one, because that's a definite hit for him. So I'm gonna go star rating wise, I'm gonna give it a high one. I'm gonna go 4.5 stars.
See, I go 4 on this one. I like the fact that this is also produced by T Minus, who is the same guy. A lot of Drake's hits that are very closely tied to Drake at both Toronto. But when it comes to Cole, it's Middle Child. T Minus also worked on Middle Child with Cole. So this is I like, again, comes right out the gate. He's like, I'm the best. I like what I think I'm the best. I don't care what you guys think. It's and it reminded me of what was it? When they're asking Bo about you guys, the Packers are coming to town. You guys were underdogs here in your home stadium. What do you think? What do you feel about that? And Bo's just like, well, my mom thinks we were going to win, so that's what matters. And like J. Cole's like, I think I'm the best. I don't give a shit what you guys think. Like, who cares? So this is from that perspective, like 4 out of 5. Like he's already addressing without addressing the shit that was kind of hanging over his head coming into this album, which was the Drake, Kendrick and him, like that whole beef that happened. So he's addressing it immediately.
Yeah, and I just thought the rapping performance, the beat, it gets you into like the feeling like it's a head bopper. It feels like a very strong hit off the album. So that's why I went high with 4.5 stars, which I might go high again because this is one of my favorite songs on the album is Safety. Safety is basically a story. It's basically him doing it from a different perspective, doing it from one of his friends growing up who's letting him know about like basically how the town has been, everything that he's missed, and talking about how things are going to be different for him. Like he can't go to like a wake for one of his friends because of his new celebrity that he has. I think like introspective wise, this is one of the strongest written songs on the album. It just has that kind of like flow to it, and it takes you a couple of times to understand the whole story. You have to listen to this track a couple of times to really appreciate it on a higher level. So I'm gonna go once again 4.5 stars. This feels like an AEW pay-per-view at this point. Back to back 4.5 stars for me. What you giving this one?
See, this one to me, I give the 4.5 because, to your point, it is a very well crafted story, and the idea that he's talking from the perspective of somebody talking to him, welcoming him back to the city, is really cool. And that aspect of it also is he's running through so many different things. And I think it's important, the thing that you noted, where you listen back a couple times to really see where he's going, because that's kind of what it would be like if, I went back home to South Florida, or you come home to the Bronx and Harlem, and you're catching up with somebody who hasn't seen
Yeah.
you in a long time, and they're just like, here's all these things, and you would
Yep.
be like, wait a minute, hold on. They did what with who? Like what? Hold on, wait, what happened? Hold on, why? So like that aspect of it is really cool because it does feel organic, and it does
Yeah.
bring this aspect to you of, you know, one of the things that he is constantly as an artist constantly pushed is this idea that Fayetteville is a great place. It has problems, of course, but it's a great place. It was a great place for him to grow up, and that he had to leave it because he wanted to go chase success. And to him, the record deals were in New York, right? Like that's why he's saying now, if I knew now what I know then, or I knew then what I know now, I would go to an HBCU. I don't need to go to New York to get the record deal, but he felt he needed to there. So because of that, he is constantly trying to put over Fayetteville. And this level of somebody just talking to him and filling him in on all these things is to give this idea of, you know, there's things that happen outside of big cities. Like that, Fayetteville is a great place, and it's a constant thing that I like, that he's always trying to, like, this is, the album really is a love letter to the city of Fayetteville.
Yeah, it's a love letter to Fayetteville. It's a love letter to his partner, and it's a love letter to hip hop. Like those are the three kind of overarching message that he has with both discs. But we go to track 4 on disc 29, which is "Run a Train."
I guess the lesson is you can't escape crime. Even when the strays flying, I remain calm. Vietnam, you my heart, but at the same time.
So this is more of a slower track. You get I believe it's Future on the hook, one of the first features on the whole entire album. This is a nice little bop. Another one that, you know, to understand, you have to probably listen to more than once what he's trying to get across with the wordplay. The lyricism is on point in this one. Not as strong to me as the last two tracks, so I will give this one I'll go 3 3/4.
Yeah, I think I would go around that same score. This is after you finish that conversation with that person. You are now driving around the city. You're still driving, and you're thinking about everything that person's told you. But that's also being juxtaposed by the things that you're seeing, and you're like, "This is, oh yeah, that place is still there. We used to hang out right there." And then you just think about this, and then you think about like what those people meant to you, but you also think about what those people challenged you to be and what they challenged you to become. And so like from that perspective, it's cool. He's like, I'm like how I had to do what I had to do, but I still love you.
Yeah, I do like the Future on the hook as well. I thought it was a good performance by Future as well. All right, then we go track 5 on disc 29, which is Poor Thing, excuse me. That's one of my favorites on disc 29 for sure, and it plays off of what was discussed in Safety about the rapper from Fayetteville that was talking crap about him. Just seeing a more kind of harder J.Cole, someone who's kind of got tested a little bit, got his kinks tested, and now he's kind of coming out little pink pump bitch like that whole when he goes on that little riff. I was like, oh, I like this. He's in his pocket right here. I'll give this one 4 stars.
Yeah, I go for this one too. It's funny. I think it was a reel or TikTok or something like that, where a guy's just like doing random ass shit around his house, and then every time something like he finishes something, he just does the punk bitch part thing. Like he loads the dishwasher, he just like flips the dishwasher lid up. He's like punk bitch. And he's like doing the laundry, he closes out like a punk bitch. I'm like, great shit. But like also again, this is going back to, in its own way, the Drake Kendrick thing, where he's like, you guys don't like y'all getting into this for your own personal reasons. I was getting into this for what I thought. Y'all thought said it was something else, and I said, okay, I will leave.
That's not what I'm here for. Like, y'all getting personal. I just want to do it for the love of the game.
I thought we were just gonna call each other bitches for the sake of calling each other bitches. Like what are we gonna do here?
Very well said. All right, then we got track 6 on disc 29, which is Legacy. I like the melody, the guitar riff on the production. I think the production is probably the strongest part of this song. I think his lyrics was great as well. And my biggest criticism for the album overall is Cole is not a singer. And
he tries the harmony.
He tries to harmonize his best, but he is not a singer. So yeah, I like this song. I would love to give it higher because I think that the message and what he's talking about,
it's like a 3.5,
and especially
yeah.
This is like a 3.5, 3 3/4 song. Like it's just misses off getting a 4 out of 5.
Yeah, no, the messages, and we're gonna see the message pop up in a couple songs, but like, and that's probably the best time where he does the harmonies. He's like, I saved everything for this one. Wait till you get there. Oh, but no, this is like this idea of what it means to chase after. It's the classic, like, to have loved and have lost is better than to not have loved at all. Like that kind of aspect of it, and him going back and thinking to himself, like, what are the people? Because it's not just people that, he or women that he probably was chasing after in Fayetteville. Probably also was women he was chasing after in New York. Probably was women he was chasing after all over the place. And the idea of, and we'll see what that meant for him in the future from 29 to 39, when in disc 2, and what that's meant for his life. But like, I agree with you where like the writing, it's there. It's just like he didn't need to do all of the harmonies in second. Like it would have been all right. It would have been all right.
It would have been all right, but yeah, too much harmonizing. It knocks it down a few points. Then we go to Bunt's Road Blues. Oh, I just love that first verse. That first verse, he goes hard on that, and he's just riding the beat. The beat is just so melodic and just gets you into like a different vibe. He has a different sound to himself, especially in this kind of like this row of songs on 29, where he got you so hyped with 2-6. He got you kind of to think in safety, and now he's on his like kind of it's melodic, but still got that beat to it that kind of gets you kind of up and makes you head bop a little bit, but the lyricism is just on point, and I enjoyed the features on this one as well. I believe who's on this one?
It's Future and Thames.
Future again, right?
And
Thames, yeah. Thames does a good job with the hook on this one. So I will give this, I think this is a strong 3 3/4 for me.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think one of my favorite parts is hearing somebody else from Atlanta, but a very different sounding voice do the 7 o'clock on the dot from that Usher bit. Like that from Future, it's so cool because it's like it's Atlanta guy, but different sounding voice and different mentality. Like where his voice is gonna warble and just pitch change and things like that. Really cool. I like that aspect of it. But yeah, this is he meaning Cole, like they keep just kind of hitting home this concept and this theme of this is sort of like this stream of consciousness. Like what are the things that are happening to you while you are visiting your house or visiting your home area and where you grew up? And it is you're right. Like it's that initial high of getting there, or like the drive back and getting there. Now you're starting to come down. You're starting to be like, okay, well, how do I fit back into the routine of normal life, right? Because like I've experienced that when I've visited my parents down in Florida, where it's like, yeah, like you land at the airport, like all that kind of stuff, everything is really, and then it's like my mom goes, hey, so we got to go to the church for this, and I'm like, oh, so I'm just slotting back into regular life here. Got it. Okay. like all right.
Basically how it goes right there. And then we got the next track, Who the Fuck Is You? Which drug trafficking, slugs blasted, we move accordingly and run faster than blood travels the human artery. We know exactly what it means when niggas show 9s, 20. This is probably his best rapping performance on Disc 29 for me. Like, especially the second verse where he goes into his Slim Shady pocket and even got the headphones line, which is a take back from Forget About Dre. So yeah, this is the best rap performance for me on Disc 29. I want to go with the 4.5, but I might even push it to 4 3/4. Like, this is as good. This is as near perfection as anything on Disc 29 for me.
This is probably for me the second best song on Disc 29. And the only reason why I have my number one song is because of just like the memories that it evokes in me. But like from the performance standpoint, this is probably the best song on Disc 29. And it's just like, it's starting to ramp back up, right? We're starting to ramp back up, and we're like, where's this going? Like similar to when we were having our review of Scream 2, which, ladies and gentlemen, you can find here on this channel. But
right now
we were talking about what it was for a character to experience the death of a loved one and not have the chance to process it. And we were pointing out the idea of ramping up tension, and it's the idea of it's in the back of their head. Like, there's something in the back of our head now where it's like, okay, we're building up towards something, but what is it that we're building up towards? And this is right close to what would be the end of Act 2 of this album. Because if you think about it, like Lonely at the Top being the bonus track, there's 11 songs on this album. This is track 8. So, and if you want to say 11 tracks with that's the bonus. Well, if we remove the 1 minute intro, there's 10. So now with this being 10, this is 7. And we are really up there. We're about to hit this climax. So like, to amp right back up, it's like, okay, cool. Where are we going with this? And we're about to find out.
Wait, let me just. I just need to hear the beat switch. When they hit the beat switch on this, oh, yeah, I'm gonna go 5. I'm gonna go about the beats. I forgot about the beat switch. The beat switch, and then how he just gets into his pocket. This is the best rap performance on Disc 29. Might be the best rap performance on the whole entire album. So this is gonna be my first one. Now I'm gonna give 5.
First 5? All right.
Yeah,
first 5. I like it.
First 5. All right, then we got the next track up. We got drum and bass, like you said before. This is basically track 9 on it. Where we gotta fast forward a little bit. Yeah, this is more of like bringing it back down a bit, the slower beat, but definitely the lyricism. This is probably some of his best. Like, as far as Disc 29, I feel like who the fuck is you, into drum and bass, into the Let Out, into Bombs in the Ville, Hit the Gas. These are probably his best rap performances on this disc.
Yeah, I think he kind of did set this up to like just build into this stretch run towards the end of the first disc, and now it's like the story that's being told is like, how many I don't know if you and I specifically have been in this kind of a situation, but like, we've been in situations similar to it, and like it's this idea of like just where he is, with the idea of who he is and what could potentially happen to him without knowing. Like, it is a constant reminder to like to always be aware of your surroundings, and we're leading into this, and it's like, okay, well, how do you know? It is this constant thing of like, how do you know if the person that you are around cares about you or like something else? And I remember one thing that Joe Budden said once on this podcast, where he was like, I feel bad for Drake because he could not get the job done, speaking like in a relationship with Rihanna, because when it comes to women, Rihanna is one of the few women on this planet that Drake would know is there for him versus the money. And it's really true. But like, because she's far wealthier than him, so it's like she's a billionaire, and hundreds of millions is nothing to sneeze at. But that's a different story. But in this situation, like, it's Cole is like, yeah, like, how do I know that this person any of this is right and what's supposed to be happening, and we're about to find out what could happen if it goes wrong.
Exactly. So drum and bass, I'll give that 4 stars. What
Yeah.
about you?
Yeah, I'd probably give it about 4 stars. As a combination with the next one, I probably would break a 5-star scale.
Yeah. Here we go. The Let Out is next.
Will we survive the let out? Will we survive the let out? Will we survive the let out? Will we survive the
Like I said, my biggest criticism about this album is his singing performance, but I felt like this was the best of him trying to harmonize. This is the best of him trying to harmonize. The story is so well written. The content wise, I feel like this is one of his best written albums, and it's songs like this that get you in that mind state, make you tap into like the different memories that you have coming out of a party and being drunk and not knowing how you were going to get home and stuff like that. It hits you and it gets you right back into that place. So yeah, I'm gonna give this one, I'll give it 4.25. But what about you?
This is my 5. This
Okay.
is my 5 from 29, because it has just everything. It has a melodic structure. The beat itself is incredible. What he's actually saying, the level of how it takes us from start to finish of this story, and all of that works together to create arguably, like, this is, I could say, like, this is arguably like a top 10 song of his entire career, just because of what he is doing within the song and the story that's being told. And it's this idea that it's like, and maybe it's because like, I'm not saying we're old, but like, we are close to his age and we went through a lot of the same things at the same similar time that he did, that like we can understand, especially on the next album or the next disc, like what he is saying and how it impacts or how it reflects on our own lives. And it's just like, for me, it does kind of like, there are times where like I miss sort of like that idea of what life was like then, but then at the same time I'm like, but you had to go through that to be who you are now. And
Exactly.
similarly to what we'll see later, it's like, I wouldn't trade any of the things that happened because it led me to where I am now. And a part of me is like, if anything happens slightly differently, am I still the person? Am I even still sitting here? Am I the person sitting here? Am I the same person talking to you? Like, all these sorts of things. I can't trade it for the world. It has to happen, though, in the way that it did. So it's like, yeah, you can think fondly of different memories and things like that, but like, this is what it's like a Rocket Man. Like, this is your life. Like, this is what you like. This, you went through this. And so this song kind of, it sort of is the foreshadowing of what we're going to have happen on disc 2. And because disc 2 is, to me, like the best work I think Cole's probably ever done outside of maybe Forest Hills, I gotta give Let Out, like, it's gotta be up there, because this is sort of that teaser. This is that, like, hey guys, we're gonna get to some really interesting stuff in a little bit.
Yeah, very true. Then we got Bombs in the Ville, Hit the Gas. The beat is a lot of fun. It's got the sample rip and stuff. I love his rapping performance. Once again, though, my biggest criticism is he's not a singer, and that's what I think keeps this away from the run of like 4+ stars songs that he's had on disc 29. I'll give this 3.5. What about you?
Yeah, I agree with that too. It's this idea of like, it's sort of like just the release or the relief of, from Let Out, like something terrible could have happened or did happen, but like we survived. Like, we made it through another day. It's like, all right, cool, we're there. And I think also what helps it as part of the transition is Let Out heavily. It's not. I was looking for it. It's not been confirmed, but it feels as though it's heavily interpolating a Metallica song. And for this to like go right kind of back to the drum beat of a hip hop song, it's like, where like the idea here being, if you're like only experiencing New York, right, and because he's always trying to say Fayetteville versus, not Fayetteville versus New York, but like Fayetteville as good as.
Yeah.
You're for a minority population, for us, we're seeing or hearing a lot of this similar types of music. And Fayetteville, because it's more country, is going to experiencing more of that rock, but or country music and rock, but it's also going to have that hip hop aspect. So to be able to go from one right back to the other, it doesn't feel jarring. It feels right for what's supposed to be happening. So I did like that transition into from Let Out into Bombs.
Yeah, really well done. And then finally for Dis 29, we have Lonely at the Top, the bonus track. And this one is what you were kind of saying before. It's kind of like a lead up into the kind of the sound and the introspective content that's written in Dis 39, which I agree with you. I think Dis 39 that was another one of my points that I wanted to go across. And now that we're at the end of 29, I really like and love 29 in a lot of different ways, as you've seen from my star ratings. But I'm more of a guy I'm 37 going on 38. I'm more in the mindset of Dis 39. So I prefer 39 over 29, even though I feel like 29 has more hits on it. I feel like 2-6, The Let Out, Poor Thing, those are more hits that he can make music videos and will climb the charts and put him in the Grammy consideration at the end of the year, whereas 39 is more of like written for someone who is at my stage of life. So that's why I prefer 39 over 29. But as far as Lonely at the Top, this is another one I'll give 3.5 stars to.
Yeah, what I like about this one, and I'll go 4 on this one. What I like about Lonely at the Top is that first verse where he's talking about like what it, because like this goes back to this overarching theme of he's done everything he feels he needs to do. And part of this is him talking, because it's, remember, like this is him being 29 years old. So this is a little over 10 years ago. He's thinking then about the people, the peers that he's seeing around him and some of the older talents of being like, we can bring this back. And to now see, like, this is before we're going to get the King's Disease Nas run of albums and the Magic Nas album with Primo. Like, this is, it's interesting to see that and to know that we did kind of get what Cole wanted to see happen. We did, like, if you are fans of a certain type of rap or a certain, like, a point in time of rap and what that meant to you, we did kind of see that with different people returning, different people stepping back up. We see the Clips reuniting in the past 10 years or so, like different aspects of that. We see the continued, because one of the things I think that a lot of people forget is that, and he's going to touch on this with, actually, no, I'll save it for when we get to the song I'm thinking of for 39. I'll save that. But like, there is something here in Lonely at the Top that's going to connect to a song on Disc 39. And so that's why for me, it pushes it up to 4. You're muted.
That is fair. My bad. I was trying to, I don't know how I did that actually, but we go to Disc 39 now, and we got the 39 intro where
anything, Lord, you better reconsider your list. Play my song when I'm gone, I'ma still be a myth. Even God gonna wonder how the fuck did he exist.
that back half of 39 intro is the greatest, and that might be one of the greatest verses I ever heard. Like, and I am saying that as I've always grown up a big Eminem head. I love Tupac, I love Biggie. Those are kind of like the lyricists. To Nas is the lyricist that I enjoy, Jay-Z. But man, I think that stands to par with some of the greatest verses I've ever heard as far as a rap performance, the rhyme schemes. Oh my God, this is I'm gonna have to give another 5. This is 5
This
stars.
is another 5. Yeah, this is
This is a 5
This is
star for me.
five.
That's one of the greatest intros to an album ever.
Like when he says cold the goat, fresh like a juice that's cold pressed. It's like, wait a minute. Wait, a little something there.
I was like,
Like-
what the fuck? I had to listen to this like immediately after hearing it the first time. I was like, wait, what the fuck? Let me go back. I didn't even start from the beginning. I went right back to the beginning of that verse.
Woke up in ice cold sweats because the flows I chose next and like both sets of Bowflex.
It's ridiculous.
It's like that's why like you know I listen, people want to say whatever they want to say about the. I mean, obviously, I'm biased. Like, I'll walk into any kind of battle with the big three with being like, Cole's my guy. But like, I really don't give a shit about the whole thing about like he stepped back. It's like, all right, so the guy who's constantly searching for mental peace sought mental peace. I'm not gonna be mad at that. Like why would I? But like this idea that he stepped back because he didn't want to fight them. I'm like, no. He can. He just realized you guys are actually about to, like, what's he gonna do? Be like, okay, so he called him a pedophile, he called him a wife beater, and called him like fake black, like he only really wants to be with white women or like light skinned black women. One, what am I gonna say about them that's going to top that? And 2, what are they going to say about me? I don't even know who are they lying? Like, what's going on? Wait, is he actually a pet? What is going on? Like, he's like, wait a minute.
It's like I'm gonna tap out on this one.
He's like,
the
funny part is that it was the video is resurfaced now, but when Ryan Coogler accidentally leaks that Cole was married, and Cole was like, well, they know now. Like the idea of like this guy who is like tries to be as private as he can about his life, like. He married a girl that he went to St. John's with. Like he's been with her for years and years and years. And like he's kept this so under wraps. Like the idea that these two guys are going to start slinging shit back and forth with each other. We don't know if it's true or not. We don't know any of this. And you want this guy this has been his MO the entire time to now get involved with this? No, he's not going to do that. He's just going to remind everybody that his pen game is as good or better, depending on your subjective view, than those people. That's what he did.
He definitely did. He definitely proved that on 39 intro. Then you got The Fall Off Is Inevitable, track 2 on this 39.
Fast forward through years of rehearsal, losing, winning, bank account thinning, income streams nowhere near as diverse. And though I'm blessed, I see me stressing from hearing the chirps of naysayers. Only days later, I don't care.
Just the lyricism is off the chart. It's like he just follows up from 39 intro and then goes into this song on just a whole nother level. I'm gonna give this 4.5.
This is 4.75. I'm not 100% certain what this needs to be a 5, but I just know it's not exactly quite there. But like as a concept and as a theme, this idea of like just looking at your life backwards and you know, and I don't know, I can't be the only person that, and you don't have to admit to anything, but like I can't be the only person that sometimes struggles to fall asleep at night staring up at the ceiling and being like, what exactly is life going to be for the next 20, 30 years? You know, like I can't be I know I'm not the only person who has that issue, or I can't be the only person who's like, I'm like someone once asked me like what's my biggest fear in life, like the idea of like how you would die, maybe like by fire, drowning, whatever. And like for me, I said like easily my biggest fear is the idea of dying and knowing that my wife isn't taken care of. Like that scares me more than anything else. And you have a different perspective because you have children. I don't have children yet. Like, but that idea of like knowing that you could being on your deathbed and be like, oh shit, like they're not taking care, like that would scare the shit out, because it means like at the end of the day, however many years you had, in my mind at least, you failed at the one thing you were supposed to do. The one thing like you promised to do and the one thing you were supposed. So it's like for him to be looking at it going backwards and to be like, yeah, like what was life or what is life? Because he's looking backwards in order to look forwards and to say, what is going to be the rest of my life? And it's just like, I can't exactly put my finger on what doesn't make this a 5, but I know there's something missing. I don't know exactly what it is.
Good explanation there, though. Like a lot of introspective stuff on 39, especially.
Yeah.
We got the Villainist is track 3 on 39.
Subconscious detecting these niggas think I'm lesser for my complexion. Before I'm done, they all gonna respect the mulatto. Yeah, I said they all gonna respect the
This is him like in his pen game. Just the lyricism is off the charts. Like at this point, this is the strongest stretch of the album from 39 intro in like the first half of 39. Like there ain't a lot of misses on on the 39 side here. So I'm gonna give this one 4 stars.
Yeah, I give this one 4 stars as well. Because he's got the song later, like the idea of like talking to your younger self through FaceTime. Like
Yeah.
like they also in like right before he hung up that phone call or that FaceTime call, he's gonna be like, also you're gonna get a song with Erykah Badu. Okay, bye.
Like see ya.
like one of my favorite things is like one of my favorite songs is the Dreams and Nightmares intro, the Meek Mill Dreams and Nightmares intro, and like this dude just being like, I did a song with Mariah. I'm like, I mean, yeah, I get it. Like, I get why you'd be bragging about that. So like, Cole's like, hey buddy, we did it. And it actually the way this call would work would be like, you don't know this yet. Not only did we do a song with Erykah Badu, we did a song and a music video with Janet Jackson. Okay, bye.
Like mind blown, and he's left there.
He's got to be happy to like just throw like, hey, I pulled this off. Like, this is awesome.
Yeah, great feature there. Probably the best feature I want to say on the whole album is Erykah Badu. I love Erykah Badu.
Yeah, so. I mean, yeah. So far,
maybe it's this one though.
Yeah,
track 4. Track 4. Oh dog. When Petey Pablo jumps on this track and just the energy that he has, oh man, like, this is the one where I was like, immediately heard this and I was like, yeah, this another hit on this album. This is the first one on 39 where I'm like, yeah, that's definitely a hit. He definitely needs to make a music video with that, with Petey Pablo in Fayetteville, in North Carolina. Like that just writes itself. So I gave this 4.5.
So yeah, I can see 4.5 on this one. I'll go 4.5 as well. This is one of those ones where it's like, if like, so literally to what you're saying, if you like really know like a lot of the history for Cole, the first attempt at a single before Workout was a song called Who Dat, and the video is him walking around in Fayetteville. It's just him walking around in Fayetteville. You got like the kids, like the little marching band kids, the high school marching band kids behind him and all that kind of stuff. There's fire, there's explosions, there's all that kind of shit. But like this, to what you're saying, this is like Who Dat now, make the video again, because it's probably not hard to find now, because I know they've uploaded or re-uploaded a whole bunch of older stuff from back in the day. But like for a while there, it was hard to find that video. Like it just disappeared off the internet because the single didn't hit. And so Jay was like, back to the lab, and that's where Workout comes from. But yeah, that would be a fire concept for a video. Just him and Petey Pablo walking through Fayetteville.
So next we got Life Sentence.
Oh, here we go.
It's one of my favorite songs on the whole entire track. This, and for you who's married, me, I've been with my girl for like 7 years. This just put all the memories, all the feelings in my heart, in my head. I was just like, oh, I love this song. I immediately messaged you in our chat, in our private chat. I was like, yeah, that's my favorite song. That's my favorite song. I gave this 5 stars. This is another one that you could hear on the radio already, because it plays off of the old DMX song and everything. So yeah, great stuff.
One of the first things that I love about this is this album, the way it pays. It's just like homage and like a love story to hip hop. We didn't fully touch on it, but there's the Mobb Deep sample, or like what he sampled the same song Mobb Deep sampled for Drop a Gem on him, and on disc 1, and here now it's DMX, and it's like this idea of he's combining and both the New York side of it and his Fayetteville side of it, because, or let's say the South, we'll say the South, because like
Yeah.
the previous song has 24s by T.I. Bombs in the Ville it got What's Your Fantasy. This now has DMX, How's It Going Down? And the way he actually like makes his voice morph into like the sound like DMX, it's not 100%, but like I think that's part of the, someone might say, well, why do it if you're not going to sound 100% like him? And the thing is, he's not trying to be Jay Pharoah or Aries Spears. He's not trying to do that. What he's saying is like, this is what that DMX song meant to me. And now when I view that, like what DMX was telling me back in 98, 99, and I take that and I look at my own life, for me, it's not chasing all these other women. It's constantly chasing the one that I have this life sentence with, that I have put myself into this life sentence with, because I don't believe, or I can't see myself finding somebody better for me than this other person. And for him, it's just like, because he stays so low key about his relationship and everything that comes with it, to have this like kind of glimpse behind the wall. And like it is kind of like, the little cliche of the old ball and chain, right? Like the life sentence. But like it is also at the same time, it's like, what is life but the summation of moments that you share with the people around you? That is your life sentence. And if you think about it, but you get to choose, is what he's saying. And I'm choosing you, you're choosing me. And that's what makes this so powerful, our bond together. 5 out of 5.
Yeah. Beautiful, beautiful song. Then we got Only You. Once again, I'm just going to keep repeating the same criticism. Him harmonizing is not my thing. This is where you lose some points for me, but still a strong song, more of like melodic tones, and the lyricism, the writing is on point. So I give it 4 stars still, but not as strong as like Life Sentence.
Yeah. Because it is sort of a continuation of Life Sentence to a certain degree. And it's like, now it's like, if we view Life Sentence as him kind of realizing what it means to be married, or what it means to be in a committed relationship with someone, Only You is like this idea of, what does it take to make that person happy, right? Like to the point of, I'll get you the snippet that you were using, the Red Velvet Cake. It's like, oh, you don't like that anymore. Oh, that's right. I gotta remember these things. And it's like, yeah, but it does kind of like, I don't know if we needed this, in the sense of, and that's why I like what you're saying, where it is dropping down from Life Sentence. I don't know if we necessarily needed this as much, or if this could have been one of those. And it's interesting, because he's going to get into the idea of with the children and everything in a little bit, but like, if it had, similarly to 39 intro, if there had been this part and then suddenly it switches and he's talking about, like, he goes into more about the kids immediately, then I would have been like, all right, cool, like I can kind of see it a little bit better. But this does drop down. You said you went 4?
Yeah, I might go like 3 3/4.
Because that's where I was gonna
the harmony it's the harmony. I can't deal with it. I can't deal with it. So like, this 3 3/4 is where I'm at.
Sid's like, this man sings, this is -5. like -0.5 off the top.
Like, the longer I have to hear you sing, it's going down. It's going down. Next we got Man Up Above.
Mama's automobiles certainly are. While y'all prefer to be hard, memories of my dog's wake is hurting me, y'all. The windows to his soul closed, saw his curtains be drawn. Innocent as a child, but where were we all before the holes and the smoke?
Really like the story that he tells here. Like I said, this is some of like the best written work of Cole's career, and just like the beat, the way that he could just ride the beat, the way and the kind of southern swang to it is really, really nice, and the message is there. So I enjoyed this one.
As soon as Never Would Have Made It. As soon as the Marvin came,
what a sample!
We're getting to a different level with this one. Yeah, this is such a powerful concept. The idea of, and I don't think he's necessarily, obviously, like there's for sure a deep-seated weird connection between the African American population and Christianity, because it's like
Yeah.
the same people that sort of forced you to become Christian are the same people that were enslaving you, but we're also telling you that if you do what you're supposed to do, you will be free, but not right now, maybe when you die. So like there is this whole thing of like how do you balance that message with your actual real life physical treatment, like what is being done to you. So I don't know if it's necessarily that I don't think he's saying like God specifically, like a Christian God. I think it's more like this idea of the belief in the higher power, and from that perspective we can be like, yeah, you're like, it is, as much as he's going to say things like I'm the best, I'm the best, I'm the best, or in Forest Hills Drive, where he's like, there's no more crown, because like I'm saying I'm the best, and now I'm burning this crown to be like, there's not going to be a best again. It's just everybody has like their own talents, their own abilities. As much as you can believe that you are the best or the shit or whatever you want to say, you also have to be able to acknowledge that no one person does anything on their own. Right, like for all of however much you in particular like movies, wrestling, music, and all these sorts of things, it would be tough for you to run a one-man channel, right? It just is. You would need other people, and those other people also need you, because you have the vision of saying like, this is the things that we should go after, these are the things of how we should do all those sorts of things. It's a group effort. Everybody works together. And so it's this idea of being able to call upon something that is above you, and understanding that sometimes you just have to let go, and what will come will come. And I think that's beautiful.
Yeah. So what did you give the Man Up Above?
I give this one a 4. To be fair, I'm a little biased because I love that Marvin Sapp sample.
Yeah, I think it's the sample that brings it over the top. I'll go 4 as well. I'm every time I think about Only You, I'm gonna drop it down. I'm gonna give that 3.5. I'm going 3.5. Okay, I'm set. I'm set at 3.5.
Didn't Dave give the Aaron Wolf and Ren Narita like negative 0.5 or something like that? You're gonna be a negative 0.5 by the time we finish.
No, I'm set. I'm not going back. It's 3.5. I'll give it 3.5. It's a fair song, but like I think that it was a lofty goal to do 2 discs, 24 tracks, an hour and 40-minute album. But I feel like it's a very good to great 2-disc album, but there is like a perfect 16-track album on this 2 discs.
And
like if you drop off some songs like Only You, you have the perfect album.
It's like I can't fault him, because like in his mind, if this really is the last album that he's going to put out, like last major album, because he has said like there may be like the leftover songs from Fall Off, or just like unreleased stuff, like, but this is like the last album. I can understand being like, let's just, as much as we can, let's just try to take care of everybody.
No, I get it. All right, then we got I Love Her Again. To the A. Oh my God. Outside of Safety, this is the best storytelling that he does on the whole fucking album. This was another one where immediately I heard this and I was like, yeah, this is one of my favorite songs on the whole album. It's 5. Yeah, this is a 5er. There's the Common playing off of the Common song, I Love Her, and just perfection.
All right, so if Let Out is the song that I can see so much of my time, the 8 years or so that I lived in New York, for when I was outside of like my home or apartment or whatever. I Love Her Again is me inside my apartment, because I can remember, so first off, for people who are too young to know, music did not originally come out on Fridays. It originally came out on Tuesdays. And yes. I remember specifically going, and I almost got my copy of Curtis autographed. I almost got it autographed. I was like I like joined the line, and then like maybe 30 minutes later, they were like, "This is the cutoff," and it was the person in front of me. And I was like, this is bullshit. I was like, what? I came all the way here to Manhattan for this shit. What the fuck? But like, so I remember walking from, I forget where it was. It was west on Union Turnpike, but Union and Utopia, and going west there to get to the store to get the physical copy of American Gangster. Like, these are things that are for people of our age. It's a bit different to understand, because we are, and this is what I was saying. I was going to connect it to. I said I'll wait for the song. Hip hop or rap, whichever word you want to use for it, as a genre, is aging in real time. And what I mean by that is, for somebody who is a rock star, or somebody who starts a band or something like that now, they already have the blueprint for what a successful career can look like as they age, right? Because like, they have the Aerosmiths, the Rolling Stones, the Def Leppards, Led Zeppelin. Like, you're going to lose people along the way, yes. Queen, you're going to lose people along the way, yes. But you can see the Beatles, Kiss, all these bands, you can see the aging process. But for us, if you are a hip hop head or a rap head, if you are one of us, you're seeing that in real time. Jay-Z is getting old in real time. Nas is getting old in real time. Big Daddy, like a lot of these KRS-One, they're getting old in real time. And we are losing people in real time. And so like, that blueprint isn't really there, because we're getting that blueprint as we go along. I think, and I don't wish death upon anybody, but like, for me, I think the people that you and I were listening to heavily in the late 90s and the early 2000s, when those people pass on, that's when the full blueprint is cemented. And I think, not to do the obvious pun here, but like, it's Jay-Z, right? Like, it is Jay-Z, which I was thinking about this, is fascinating, because that was our original conversation at that party. 50 Cent versus Jay-Z, right? And it's like, the blueprint has like the blueprint albums, the blueprint itself. We are seeing this aging in real time. And so for Cole to talk about in Lonely at the Top, to say like, what do we got to do to get this restarted? Because he's thinking like, that's being written from the perspective of age 29 Cole. Forest Hill Drives has just come out, to now being like the I Love Her Again. Like, I remember on Tuesdays when mixtapes would come out on datpiff.com, going like, what do I got to download? Like, going through their, like, World Star Hip Hop, when videos would first come out, being like, what do we got to look at? When all these different things would come out, and I'm working on my own music and doing things like that. Like, how do I fit into this larger picture, this larger tapestry that is rap, that is hip hop? And to now be like, I can't keep up with this shit. Like, there's no way for me. Like, if I
OnlyFans, when he talks about the OnlyFans and stuff like that,
When I'm thinking about it, like, I can't keep up with it anymore, in the sense of, and it was crazy, because like, for what we were keeping up with, like the Backpack era and all that kind of thing, and like blogs releasing music, the people who were the generation prior to us were like, you guys are doing too much. Like, there's too much music. There's too much. Like, we got to try to condense it down. And now I'm looking at it going, I can't, like, but for Spotify going, hey, this is music you've listened to in the past, this is your release radar, I don't know if I would know about music that comes out. Like, I would know about big names because I already know about them. And another thing that happens is that I have so much music on my external hard drive that I don't put it on my phone anymore because of space requirements, right? Like, Spotify exists or YouTube Music exists. And it's like, but the idea of remembering what song to look for some reason, I don't know why, whenever I think of like old music or like older music that I want to try to pull up on Spotify that I don't listen to a lot, I think of like 3 albums, and then I'm like, I can't think of anything else. And I cannot remember for the life of me, like 05, 06, 07, 08, 09, like some of those albums that came out. But if you would ask me back then, I would know it perfectly. Like it was
like an encyclopedia.
It would just come out. And like, you know, I've talked about it before, like the idea of Colleen and I watching like old music videos and things like that. And like sometimes those songs will play and I instantly remember, like it takes me back. It teleports me back. Like specifically for whatever reason, Burn, Meek Mill and Wale always Meek Mill and Big Sean always like takes me back to 2011, and I'm like, okay, like I remember these certain things, like okay, like I have these things that hit, and this song like just encapsulated so much of that for me that I'm like, yeah, like it feels so right, like he is the same age as us, and it's like like it's, and the thing is, it's tough for him. And he's the multimillionaire who doesn't really have to do anything in his life. like he just has 3 kids he's got to take care of with his wife. And sure, he's got to run Dreamville and all that kind of stuff. But like but the job of running Dreamville is having your finger on the pulse of music. So it's like, that is what you're supposed to be doing. And he's having a tough time. So then I sit there and I think about it and I go, you know what? It's not about, we can sit here and we can say to ourselves, the music of today it's not good anymore, right? Like the quality has gone down. But the thing is, the music of today is being written for the people of today. And whether we wanted to acknowledge it or not, we are no longer the people of today. It's not for us. Nope. And that's fine. No. Like that's fine. Like it's that, and I thought about that in also like when I think about wrestling, for example. Like there's certain styles of wrestling just doesn't appeal to me. And I'm like, it's not for me. And that's fine. Yeah. As long as the people that are watching it are enjoying it, I don't give a shit. Like, that's why like you've noticed with me, like I've stopped getting into that conversations of like, what's better? Or like, is this better than this? Or is that better than that? Because like, for me, I'm just like, if somebody enjoys it, cool. I don't enjoy it, fine. I enjoy this. If they enjoy this, cool. Doesn't matter to me either way. But like, to that idea of learning, you don't have to always argue about something, especially for the sake of arguing. And I think you know what I'm talking about when I say that. But like, it's just like, it is what it is. Like, cool. That's somebody else's opinion. All right, I'm happy for you.
Now we got one of the more talked about songs on this album, What If.
I didn't complain. I cheered you on with no disdain. And at the same time, my destiny brought me pain. From kicking it with some venomous niggas, I know the same ones that you.
This was the one where I was just like, okay, now I understand why you got out of the beef. I understand him doing like a introspective kind of apology from Tupac's side, from Biggie's side, doing it in their voice inflection, and just like the way that he was able to tell that story was so well done. Man, this is a very good one. I think that's probably going to be underrated in retrospect. Because I know a lot of people don't like it, but I enjoyed the hell out of this one. I'll give it 4 1/4.
This is okay. So there are other people that have done similar concepts to this and have really done very well. I'm forgetting the name of the song right now, but it's I want to say it's either from the Red album. I think it's the Red album, or it might be LAX Files, but it's Game, and each verse is him rapping from the perspective, including the flow and those sorts of things, from Pac, Biggie, and then Eazy-E. Mm-hmm. And each time he tries to make his voice sound like that person, like similar to what Cole does with the DMX voice.
Yeah,
I think the difference is Cole doesn't try to do that. He does the flow aspect and he does the rhyme scheme and the pattern, but he doesn't try to do the voice aspect. And each one of those, in each verse for the Game song, it's them at the end of their life. Like Easy, it's in the hospital. He's like, I don't understand what all these machines are beeping for, that sort of thing. Pac, it's like right before the shooting. Biggie, it's right before the shooting. So here it's two guys talking to each other, and it's beautiful in the sense of like, to understand what was the differences between them, but what more importantly were the similarities. And as long as people can find the similarities with somebody else, it's a lot harder to, in essence, hate them, right? Like it's that much. If you can see yourself in somebody else, then why would you want to hate yourself? And so like that aspect of it that he brings here, I mean, I get why people would be like a little turned off by the whole, like, does he think he is Pac? Does he think he is
Yeah.
Biggie? It's like, no, he's not saying he is them. And maybe
No.
you could make an argument that he's writing like them, so he thinks he's okay, fine. But then somebody, and I sent you the video, like they did the AI, like they had
And
the
it fits
same
perfectly.
lyrics, but with the actual voices, and it sounds like it's them. To the pure flow aspect of it. And that goes back to what this album is, which is love letter to Vietnam, love letter to his wife, love letter to hip hop. And it's beautiful. And I would give this one 4.5.
Good stuff. Now we got Quick Stop here.
Reminiscing, damn near ran out of gas. I put into this little station that I had seen on the app. In the peculiar hood, in unfamiliar paths. I got no hoodies, bad.
One of the better productions on this one. The instruments being used is well done, and a great storytelling track as well. So I really enjoyed this. What do you think about this one? What do you rate it?
Quick Stop. I liked Quick Stop as well. It is kind of like that, sort of similar to I Love Her Again, like taking you through a little bit of like his past and his history. And it's just as personal as it was in I Love Her Again. I don't think it hits the full 5 the way that I Love Her Again does, simply because like that is like perfect execution of the concept. But I would give this one like probably like 4. I think 4.
Yeah.
4 feels about right for this one.
I'm at 4 stars for that one as well. Then we got and the whole world is the Ville. So let's see here.
What's up, baby Godzilla? Raised amongst the days and the crazy eye killers. The VILLE. Some of them sell cars, some of them sell weed, some of them sell pills, some of them sell keys.
Just the lyricism, the storytelling, he's just in his bag at this point of the album, towards the end of the album.
Yeah.
Very like introspective, very like thought-provoking type of stuff throughout. So very strong track here. I'll give this one 4 stars as well.
I also would give it 4. Like it is, again, this idea of like him putting over the city, but like I think his idea there also of the title is to say, you know, as small as a place may be within the larger scope, it is a microcosm in that it has the same struggles that everywhere else has, and it has the same people that everywhere else has. So don't be not upset or but like more like ashamed or like embarrassed of being from a smaller town or a smaller area. People are going through the same thing that you're going through. It's just a different style, different way of doing it. And everybody you're always going to have the memories of where you came from make you who you are.
Very well said. And then the final track on the album, Ocean Way.
Oh, you hated this one.
Why did he have to add this at the end? Him trying to be is a melodic. The beat is great. The production is great.
Sir, respectfully, we have Shabuzi. Like we will be okay.
We I already let you know. I don't need you to sing. I don't need you to get on this melody like this. So not the strongest way to close out the album to me. I give it 3.5 stars.
Yeah, I think 3.5 feels right. I honestly, I think he put this as a bonus song simply because he's like, well, there was a bonus song on disc 29. I'm like, technically speaking, sir, they're all bonus songs. Like it's okay. like if I made an album and there was one song and then I put 9 more and I just put bonus song behind every one, it's all the same thing.
It's all bonus. It's all bonus at this point. So, all right. So we came to the end of the album here. So my big questions to you: did this need to be 2 discs?
I don't know if it needed. See, like that's tough because like you can argue that I think there's an argument that can be made that spacing was important, right? Like if you have the return in 29 like that high, then you need that lull to then build back up. And in 39, you kind of like, there's really not that many cuts from 39, which is where like you'd have to see what are you cutting from 29 to fit the bulk of 39 on there. So from a spacing standpoint, I think it kind of did need it. From a concept standpoint, I think Cole could have found other topics to get a little bit further into, because like he does, if 39 really has a lot of the what does love mean to me and what does marriage and relationships mean to me, he does have the hit the gas in the first disc, where that's the FaceTime call, and that really is like the, you know, like what was it like to be be a father, and to sort of like you're struggling with these things, but you know God doesn't make mistakes, and like that hit the gas part, that feels like it should be on 39, somewhere in between Life Sentence, Only You, and Man Up Above. Like if we removed soon to be negative 0.5 stars, Only You, and we put hit the gas, we put the hit the gas portion there, right? Like that feels right. Like we have Life Sentence, then we have the kids, and then from the kids, basically if that message is like God doesn't make mistakes, you transition to Man Up Above. So there's always going to be ways to try to trim it down, but I think it did need it from the perspective of the spacing.
That's fair. That's a fair assessment. All right. Top 5 songs. These are my top 5 on the album. I Love Her Again. I'm putting that number 1.
Okay.
Number 2, 39 intro.
Okay.
Number 3, Who the Fuck Is You? Number 4, Life Sentence. Number 5, I got like 5A, 5B. I'm going to go Let Out and 2-6.
Okay. All right. So let's see. Top 5. I think I'm with you with I Love Her Again. Number 2, I would go Life Sentence. Number 3, I want to go Let Out. 4 is 39 intro. And then I think 5, I think I also need to do a 5A, 5B. I think 5A is Who the Fuck Is You, and 5B is The Fall Off Is Inevitable. Because like like just for, because the thing is, for me, the you know what, which is terrible because he ended up ruining it. But I thought that Shawn Michaels had a really great idea or concept as to why the retirement match with Taker was perfect for him. And like I said, he ruined it because then he came out to do that terrible ass Brothers of Destruction tag team match. But anyway, but like his point was that the story of Shawn Michaels within the larger story of wrestling has a beginning, it has a middle, and it has an end, and it has to have the end. Otherwise, it's incomplete. And it's interesting because like as a concept, right, wrestling is incomplete. It's always going to be incomplete until the last show ever is held, which will probably happen around the same time the solar flare kills us all. But but like hip hop and rap is a very same thing, because you can make the argument, right, that like if somebody is without like the first record label that signs a hip hop artist, over time, that record label will generate another artist that creates their own label, that signs somebody, that creates their own label, that signs somebody, that it's so on and so. It's incomplete. It's always going to be incomplete. But the story of J. Cole within hip hop, within rap, is complete. At least right now, in his mind, it's complete. And from Dollar in a Dream to now, from like Come Up, from Warm Up, Friday Night Lights, and then like specifically Dollar in a Dream as an intro on Sideline Story, to now, he has always been very introspective. And so for me, I've always been gravitating more towards the introspective tracks. It's like, yeah, I appreciate a guy who talks about how he's the best, but like I appreciate more the idea of somebody else able to find words that encapsulate the feelings that I feel. And for me, as much as I love 2-6, as much as I love Safety, and as much as I love some of these other songs, it's like put it this way. You prefer no role models over Get Off My Dick from Forest Hills Drive. But Get Off My Dick is I'm the best. No role models is if I'm a father, I want to be half as good as Uncle Phil. Right. So it's it's the introspective stuff that works for him so much better. And I think for me, that's why it's got to be Fall Off is inevitable that I keep on there.
That's a good one. Yeah, I'll probably make 5B Safety instead of 2-6. Safety is the stronger for me.
Oh, and speaking of Safety, a lot of people giving him flack because of he hasn't had the best, especially over the years when he was younger. He hasn't had the best track record when it comes to talking about LGBT topics.
Yeah,
and a lot of people gave him shit about Safety not doing not reaching, I guess, whatever purity test people wanted him to have. But it's like that's part of the journey. Like part of what he's saying is the journey.
29.
That's the the idea of understanding that certain things, like using certain words or certain phrases, are wrong and you shouldn't be doing that. The idea, again, if you can find a similarity in somebody, why would you hate them? You're hating yourself. But the idea there is just like he's growing. Like the old Cole wouldn't have done that. You can at least be happy he's moving forward, right? Like, anyway,
exactly.
People find anything to criticize.
Always. All right, now it's time. Thumbs in the middle for J.Cole, The Fall Off. In 3, 2, 1. Thumbs up across the board from both of us. Out of 10, what are you going to give this album?
Oof. I think I got to go like 9.5. It's hard for me to find that much wrong with this. Like even I know you hate the harmonizing, but like even for me, like I'm walking around the house doing the harmonizing of Let Out. Like I'm still just singing that in my head.
Oh, that's what I said. Let Out is his best harmonizing on the album. I'm pretty close to you. I'm gonna go like it's this one on the first time I listened to it, I was like, I'm at like an 8.5. Mm-hmm. But like I've listened to it now 3-4 different times. I'm at like a 9. Yeah. I'm at like a 9 out of 10. And I think that out of like the last 2 years where I've been listening to more hip hop like GNX and the Clips album, I think that this is better than GNX and it's just slightly behind the Clips album. The Clips album is where I would go 9.5.
That Clips album.
That's amazing. That's amazing. There's no 3.5s on it. It's nothing but 4s and 5s on that album.
The song where Push and Malice are talking about the passing away of their parents.
That is the best. That's one of the best emotional hip hop songs of all time.
I'm like, all right. I'm like, who are they supposed to give the Grammy to?
Yo, like how I understand we love Kendrick, but that was the best hip hop album of last year. Like we that just foolish.
When I saw that they gave that Grammy to Kendrick, I was like, we have officially let white people be involved in the Kendrick and Drake feud for too long. Yes. Because that was like that jump the shark moment where it was like, all right, but like, are you just giving it to him because this is what you think you're supposed to do? Like, this is like, no. That was last year, which like he deserved. But like now it's a new year. Better projects have come out. So it's like
Let God Sort Him Out. That's an all-timer. That's an all-timer. That might be up there as far as like top 10 albums if we do that on the next Tru Headphone Heat.
The Clips are two of my favorite. They're like one of my favorite groups, my favorite duos ever. Like I would rank. I probably. It's tough because like Mobb Deep exists and Outkast exists, but like
I think outside of Outkast, maybe Run DMC. I don't know.
Yeah, see, I think Run DMC. I always held as more of a 3-man because of Jam Master Jay.
True.
But like, I don't know if I could put Clips as a 3-man because of Pharrell or like the Neptunes aspect because they have worked with other people. But like, I don't know. It's just like I don't view Run DMC the same way I view, because back then the DJ was still so instrumental to what the artists were doing.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, but that is our review of J. Cole, The Fall Off. Had a great time talking about this album, breaking it down with you, Stat King, and we want to know what you guys want to hear next. I know Baby Keem is coming out in a couple of days from the time we're recording this. Maybe we'll do that next. Maybe we could do a retro album, but let us know in the comments what album you want us to review next. Stat King, let the people know where they can follow you on social media and when they'll see you again.
You guys can follow me here, popping up from time to time, all the time, sometimes for true picks and true off season. No more games to pick for the NFL season, but that's why true off season exists, because now we're in the off season of things. And Cole had his off season. Now he's having his fall off. But for us, the off season never stops because there's always season never ends. And we'll be covering the Underwear Olympics, the NFL Combine. We'll be covering free agency as it starts, and we'll be covering, as we get there, the draft. And then also you guys can catch me linking up with Sid. We're doing our Scream review series, and you can also catch me with Chase from True Picks and True Offseason. We will be starting this Thursday, so tomorrow actually, a week-by-week review of The Pit, which is one of the best shows, best medical dramas ever, but like one of the best shows specifically that HBO Max and HBO itself have ever put out. So you guys can catch me there. And as always, love, like as I was saying to you earlier, the idea of like what this, how our friendship specifically started. Like it is cool to see how all of this come full circle with this album.
Yes, most definitely. Just a good time talking about it. But thank you guys for joining us. Remember to drop the thumbs up on the video, share it with your friends, subscribe if you are new. You can follow me on the Twitter machine at TrueHillSP3. Check out all the great stuff we got on the channel right now, like our Scream reviews for Scream 1 and Scream 2 that is up already. And of course, join us on the next time that we talk about music on Tru Headphone Heat. This has been Tru Headphone Heat, Episode 1, the J. Cole, The Fall Off review. We are signing off until next time.